We're in the same team. Please. For 7 minutes, 6 minutes, that's it. Anyways, I wanted to share with you something. Actually, the concept, excuse me, sir. The concept of, time machine. Obviously, time machine is a fake thing, at least right now. Nobody can go back in time. But obviously, we have certain things that we could go to our past and fix the past, even though we don't become younger. I'm sure, guys, boys and girls, you're very smart. You have seen there are certain therapies, either they call it, for example, hypnotherapy or NPL, different type of therapy, that if somebody, let's say, was traumatized, they had traumas as a child, so a good therapist could go back, find out exactly where the pain is in the subconscious, and actually either erase it or at least the guy could cope with his life, even though he had that trauma. So you have the concept of, in therapy at least, that you could erase the past. I notice if you cross a red light, as much as you're going to cry to the policeman and go to the judge, please, I'm sorry, I'm never going to cross a red light again. They might be lenient, give you traffic class or something, but you have to pay. You can't erase it. You know what I'm saying? As if it never happened. In Judaism, we have a concept of repentance, tshuva. And I want to share a story with you. What tshuva repentance does, no matter what happened in the past, if it's between us and God, we can erase it. If it's between us and other people, we did something wrong to another person, please stop it. I don't want to send you up. My last time asking you, please. Thank you. Okay. So anyways, so what happens is if you did something wrong to a person, as long as he forgives us and we are sorry, God will forgive us too. You could actually erase the past. This is what tshuva does. And this is very great to know. Many people are the victims of their past. So they have to go through therapy. You're not a victim anymore. You can overcome it. This is exactly what tshuva repentance is. You're not a victim. Whatever happened in the past, God is forgiving. That's it. You start from new. Nothing from the past can exist. So I'm going to share a story with you. Actually, this happened with the Baal Shem Tov. One time he came to pray Arvit. Not Mr. Shem Tov, but Baal Shem Tov. His name was Rabbi Israel Baal Shem, the master of the name. But he was called the master of the good name because he was able to use God's name and make miracles. Shem Tov, a good name, is God's name. He was Baal Shem Tov. He was the master of the good name. Okay? He didn't use your name to make miracles. He used God's name to make miracles. But anyways, what I wanted to share with you, he came one time to pray Arvit, and instead of going to his regular place, he went to a bookshelf, and he took out a book, and he was like thinking for 45 minutes, like something serious is happening. When he went to pray afterwards, he prayed longer than usual. So the students are wondering why Baal Shem Tov is doing that. So let me tell you a story. The story is there was a guy that was raised in the Jewish community for 13 years. Not having money, the parents couldn't send him to a school. So unfortunately, he joined the gangs. He became a gang member. Jews are the best in everything. If they go to the good side, they become the best. Best doctors, best bankers, best rabbis, obviously, most spiritual people. But if they go to the negative, they become the worst. As you know, communism started by Jews. You know that, right? Jews started communism. So if he's going to join the gang members, he's going to become the head of the gang. Can I have your attention? Not just follow the leader, but he actually came out to be the leader of the gang. And he was like so evil, so bad, that he was embarrassed to live in the Jewish ghetto. So he decided to go live outside of the Jewish ghetto. One day he had to come to the city before Rosh Hashanah. Please. And what he sees is the people, Jews running. Where are you running to? They said, you know what, us Jews, the New Year is coming, so we're going to the synagogue to pray Arvit. So when this guy said us Jews, that hit him a button. Us Jews, I'm a Jew too. I remember as a kid, he was such a good kid up to the age of 13, 14. Then he joined the gangs. Look, he messed up his life. So he even forgot what he came to the city for. And he was just walking around, not knowing where he's going. And he sees a synagogue. He feels that something is pulling him in. He walks into the synagogue. He was embarrassed. Doesn't know how to pray. So he goes and hides himself on the second floor in the ladies section. Usually ladies don't go to a synagogue during the week. They usually go only on Shabbat and holidays. So he hides himself behind the curtain until they finish praying. They lock the doors. Then the guy comes down and opens up the ark. And he starts crying and banging his chest. I'm sorry for whatever I did. Really, God, I wasn't a good person. I'm going to ask you to forgive me. And the poor guy cried so much that he passed out. He was still alive, but he passed out. So the Baal Shem Tov said, the fact that this guy passed out just happened now when I came down. And I was waiting for his prayers to finish because his prayers broke all the barriers. And he went straight to God. I was waiting for him to finish so my Arvit, my evening services, should be the first one following his. But what do we see here, people? It's a beautiful story. If this guy wasn't forgiven, if his past wasn't erased, how could his prayers go straight to God? But from this story, we see that really repentance has such a power that we are not victims of the past. Never feel that way. You could erase the past and it could be wonderful. Thank you for listening, everybody. Please be in your seats. We're going to bring the food.